The views and opinions expressed in the preceding program were not necessarily those of CNC3. You're watching CNC3.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A real much you wanna shop for go view. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. Food Basket.
Marketplace Shaguanas, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Asafa Powell, the Jamaican sprinting icon who shattered the 100-meter world record and redefined the limits of human speed, reveals the relentless drive that fuels his journey.
You got Excel? This good for your giants, them.
Try Omega XL. It works.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That should big savings with our road hazard warranty on Download Tomitoma and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
The moment my children came into my life, I do everything I can for them to live healthy, enjoyable lives. Nature's Ways Alive Kids Gummies are multivitamin gummies meant to support the development of children's bodies. They come in delicious fruit flavors and contain natural plant-based pectin. This means that if I'm looking for an alternative to animal-based gelatin for personal reasons, they are the best choice for my little ones. Choose Alive Kids Gummies by Nature's Way for your children because they deserve it.
When disasters strike beyond the capacity of the 14 regional corporations, or TEMA, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management immediately shifts from monitoring and supporting through the activation of the National Emergency Operations Center as Trinidad and Tobago's Strategic Disaster Coordinating Agency. The ODPM steps in to coordinate our national resources. Together, we utilize an all-of-society approach to save lives and bring relief to our citizens, visitors, and our Caribbean neighbors to build a more resilient Trinidad and Tobago and region. The ODPM coordinates resources during national disasters.
Time check. Courtesy Alive by Nature's Way. Distributed by H&J Enterprises Limited.
History is made. Penelope Beckles is officially installed as PNM first female leader in 70 years. Public Utilities Minister says government will take CEPEP beyond grass cutting. Marabella residents worried as leaked oil ravages their livelihoods.
Coming up in sport, TNT's future is on display this weekend as track and field athletes impress at the Junior Championships.
Good evening, I'm Doris Polo, and this is the weekend news here on CNC3. Thank you so much for joining us. It's official. Penelope Beckles is the first female political leader of the People's National Movement. After contesting the election unchallenged on June 22nd, Beckles created history today during the party's convention at City Hall in Port of Spain, where she and her new executive were installed. She outlined key initiatives aimed at rebuilding the party after the general election defeat in April. One of those plans includes the introduction of public days at Balizi House, where she will meet personally with the public.
So I say this evening with conviction and urgency to every single member of the PNM who stayed home recently, who felt left behind, who said, I used to support them, but I can't take it no more. Come back home. We need your wisdom, we need your honesty, we need your experience. Come back to the fold that made this great nation and led us to be great again.
Beckles assures she will lead the PNM with integrity, humility, and love. And newly installed PNM chairman Marvin Gonzalez is condemning what he describes as bloodletting by the government, warning that even President Christine Kangalu's position could be under threat as state officials appointed by the previous administration continue to be dismissed, referencing WASA CEO Keith Roy Halliday and Central Bank Governor Dr. Alvin Hilaire. Accusing the government of being a, quote, galloping dictatorship and the Attorney General of being a tyrant, Gonzalez also lamented the treatment of independent senators in the parliament.
They have launched a scathing attack against independent senators who dare to challenge what they perceive to be an excess of power. Only yesterday, and a short while ago, we saw the UNCPRO launch a scathing attack on Her Excellency. She perhaps might be next on the chopping block.
Well, PNM Lady Vice Chairman Dr. Nian Gatsby-Dolly also issued a stern warning to the party's membership, urging them to close ranks or risk being cast out, as she echoed the words of party founder Dr. Eric Williams at the 5th convention in 1960.
No skylarking can be tolerated, no sabotage, no backsliding, no disharmony, no dishonesty, no intrigue. Close ranks. To those who don't, those who can't, must fall out or must be thrown out.
Calling for loyalty among PNM members, Gatsby-Dolly says all hands must be on deck as they have a party to save and a country to defend. Well, continuing with politics, House Leader Barry Padarath says government did not answer questions in Parliament concerning the firing of top WASA executives because it could prejudice legal matters that may arise. Now, on Friday, an urgent question on the rationale for the firings was tabled. However, Minister Padarath invoked Standing Order 27(1)G. Now, that standing order generally relates to the ability of a minister to decline to answer a question if, in their opinion, the publication of the answer would be contrary to the public interest.
I want to remind Trinidad and Tobago, Saddam, I think some of them forget in the media, when Colm Embert blocked them on social media, when he blocked them on X, which was formerly Twitter. So this government is transparent, but obviously we also have to ensure that we do not prejudice any legal matters that may come.
That same standing order was used to not answer the opposition's question on why former Central Bank Governor Dr. Alvin Hilaire was fired. And as the Public Utilities Minister, Padarath is telling fired CEPEP workers that the government will put policies in place to empower them beyond cutting grass for the rest of their lives. He says more sustainable jobs are coming and is calling on the PNM to refrain from using the former CEPEP workers for political expediency. The Public Utilities Minister posited that CEPEP was used as a political pawn by the PNM, but now the UNC will bring it back to its original moorings.
So when I hear about the mothers who need to put food on their tables, buy school books, that is why the government's thrust, this government's thrust, is to ensure that we have the laptop program, that we can have affordable food prices. So it is not about keeping people in the mindset of cutting grass for the rest of their lives.
Taking note of the PNM's thrust to help the now-fired CEPEP contractors through legal advice, Padarath asked where that energy was when other workers lost their jobs during their term in office. He believes it's because the PNM has a special and clandestine interest in CEPEP's affairs.
The research on the company's registry is being done, and it's already showing that there are several closely aligned persons, whether they were ministers, they were MPs, they were mayors, they were councillors to persons within the People's National Movement. And that is why I can say with conviction that CEPEP was used as a pawn.
A review and audit of the CEPEP program has been ordered by the government. Padarath says new contractors will be hired and he will ensure they are from the communities they serve. But Aruca Lopino MP Marvin Gonzalez is rejecting claims that he and his former cabinet colleagues took similar action against contractors who were granted contracts and renewals on the cusp of the general election back in 2015. He maintained that he and his colleagues chose to honor contracts awarded under the People's Partnership Administration. Beckles and her MPs noted that their party wasn't only concerned about the over 300 contractors that were terminated on Friday, but also their over 10,700 employees, many of whom are single parents. They expressed concern over the timing of the government's move, which coincided with the end of the school term.
Nothing has been said about them about continued employment. What happens to that anxiety that's been caused to them and their family? But I wonder who's winning now.
Beckles and her MPs also suggested that the government may move next to terminate employees of the Unemployment Relief Program and forestry workers. Well, with 5 CEPEP contractors now seeking legal action against the government, tonight's People Say question is whether the public agrees.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPM.
Of course, I agree with the contractors for taking legal actions because CEPEP workers are being dealt with unfairly. They are making their mark in society by the work they are doing. It's proven by the work they are doing. It is courtesy.
I believe that they are within their right to do so, so yes.
No, I don't believe that they should take legal action because I believe it's a restructuring process and with these contracts that signed just before the election. So I believe somehow after they get back among the contractors, they would be rehiring back the CEPEP workers.
Yes.
Why?
Because there is so much people unemployed, and you will create more crime, robbery all around the country. Where should be reduced if you have people employed?
Yes, I agree. Because it's very hard to target the lowest socioeconomic class.
I don't agree in people getting fired because it's people's bread and butter. But I think something good will come out of it.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPM.
On that note, let's take a break. We'll have more news when we come back.
Food basket. Food basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A remush, I wanna shop, flare, confused. Food basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic.
Food basket. Marketplace Champlain, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Manage inflammation with Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, powerful, natural anti-inflammatory supplement that has helped millions find relief from their pain, just like world-renowned cricketer Dwayne Bravo.
Don't wait until it's too late. Take care of yourself, take care of your health with Omega XL. Omega XL helps us to work hard, play hard. This is your champion, DJ Bravo, and I approve this message.
Live healthy, stay strong with Omega XL. Visit your local pharmacy or health food store today.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered. Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chaguanas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket. Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Fresh goods on every aisle with best prices. For the best mix and market, high quality, yes. It's affordable, spacious and customer friendly. From the farm to the cart, to your plate. Southern Food Basket, good food at great prices. Come on home, everybody, don't you wait. Southern Food Basket's the best marketplace for you. Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket. Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket.
Asafa Powell, the Jamaican sprinting icon who shattered the 100-meter world record and redefined the limits of human speed, reveals the relentless drive that fuels his journey.
Omega XL, this good for your giants, them.
Try Omega XL. It works.
Heritage Petroleum continues its emergency response operations following the reported hydrocarbon leak in the river course from Taruba to Marabella. Heritage says the 12-inch trunk pipeline has been repaired and air quality monitoring and testing are continuing. Preliminary assessments conducted at Marabella South Secondary School indicate that air quality levels are within acceptable limits. On Friday, 57 Bayshore residents were relocated to the Royal Hotel and have not yet been told when they would be able to return home. Meanwhile, other residents were concerned about the adverse impact the leak would have on their livelihoods. One poultry farmer says he lost a few ducks and chickens who fed near the riverbank, and a crab catcher told us he was forced to discard his traps for fear of selling contaminated seafood as the mangrove is coated in oil.
I just catch crab for a living. I go in the sea and go in the market and sell crab every Sunday. Every day I might sell a little 300-400 in crab, and Sunday I sure to sell a little 1,000 or 1,200 in crab. And it no crab. I just sit on the bank and dive going on the oil, and I can't catch no crab for nobody to eat no oil crab.
Today is St. Peter's Day, and despite the disaster, residents still plan to celebrate. CNC3 saw workers busy cleaning while villagers were setting up for the annual event. For many, St. Peter's Day is one of hope for better days ahead.
We will not be having no boat race this year due to the oil in the water and things, because the engine pulled that oil, we're going to have problems. But the cleanup going good so far, but just now is the mangrove. The oil watching the mangrove, and it have the birds and things where it's been nesting there, crabs and everything too.
Heritage has assigned dedicated personnel to provide ongoing support and address any medical or other needs of the residents. Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal says he hopes cleanup operations end by tomorrow. Their jobs are to save lives and preserve patient health, a job only a group of highly qualified people can do. And while many doctors offer a tremendous service, some are putting lives at unnecessary risk, and so too are some drug wholesalers. Joshua Simangal investigates.
A CNC3 News investigation can confirm that some doctors are undercutting pharmacies by selling pharmaceutical drugs directly to patients. Some doctors are also sending patients directly to distributors with prescriptions and orders. And while these acts may save patients money, they are illegal and dangerous.
The practices referred to above are very concerning and pose a serious risk to patient health. Doctors are trained to diagnose and treat. Pharmacists are trained to dispense and manage patient-specific needs regarding medication. When actions are taken to circumvent either of these professionals, the patient is put at a severe risk.
The board sent doctors a written warning notice to cease and desist on June 20th. Wholesalers were warned as well. They were ordered to stop the sale of drugs to persons coming with a doctor's order, to stop refusing to sell IV and IM preparations to pharmacies and pharmacists, and to cease facilitating the sale of pharmaceuticals to unlicensed establishments like groceries. Pharmacies are also being called to account. They were told to stop the prescription-less sale of third schedule items, which are substances with low to moderate potential for dependence, and to cease carrying on the business of a pharmacy without a license. Some pharmacists believe the board's crackdown is necessary, but warn the public that many drugs previously available over the counter will no longer be. The likes of diabetes medication, painkillers, some sexual enhancement tablets, asthma drugs, weight loss supplements, and some other medication will now require prescriptions.
In the ideal healthcare setting, enforcing the laws is perfect, so you'll have to see a doctor to access medication. But in our current setting, I don't think it is feasible. Some people will opt to go without medication because some of them can't afford to see a doctor every single month.
But the Pharmacy Board is seeking to calm these concerns.
The cost increase to patients will not be significantly higher, since there are many pharmacies that carry lower retail prices, some even lower than the distributor wholesalers. Patients have many pharmacies to choose from and therefore have a choice they can exercise in favor of better service and prices. This will not affect the wait time for medication as long as they are in stock.
Joshua Simongal, CNC3 News.
As is now customary, Yuma Vibe began the countdown to next year's Carnival with the first band launch of the season. This year's theme, Lux, is very much on brand for a band which continues to drive its captive audience to strive.
What if luxury wasn't just about wealth, but about freedom? This is Lux, where power meets pleasure. Where Carnival meets couture.
A lavish escape on the fringe of the capital city, Yuma's 2026 theme, Lux, explores the finer side of the world's greatest show, reimagining the New Year's abandon through 14 vibrant sections.
Where she there? Get away.
After 2025's celebration of Carnival's Mecca, Yuma will immerse its throngs of young upwardly mobile adults in an aspirational atmosphere come Monday and Tuesday.
We want people to be able to experience on Monday and Tuesday some essence of where you would want to be in life. So it's really just about the opulent way of living or hoping to live.
Lux takes notes from various global standards of affluence, from the House of Versace to the incredibly rare Fabergé egg. The culmination of a design process which began while many were still recovering from this year's festival. Alejandro Gomez, who showed 3 sections last evening, says it was a labor of love.
It was a very long, lengthy process. It started a good 5 months ago, and it is honestly a very, very exhausting process, but it all pays off at the end.
Yuma's re-emergence as Carnival's heralder post-pandemic was a change in strategy for the band, which seeks to one-up itself with every presentation.
We are very, very happy about this presentation in particular. This is our 16th year, and we always try our very best to come up with a theme or inspiration that somebody has done before. So I want to say that our themes have been very unique from since inception to now. So we're glad that this part is over because trust me, it is a lot of work.
And with that, the band has once again set the tone for the next Carnival, still 231 days away. Jovan Ravello, CNC3 News.
Such beautiful costumes. Let's tell you what's still to come in sport. TNT's rugby women's win over Mexico, not enough to progress in RAN tournament.
Food basket. Food basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale retail, everything for you. A real much I wanna shop for confused. Food basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic.
Food basket, hypermarket, Arima, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Disasters can happen at any time, and seconds can be the difference between life and death. To alert citizens in times of national emergencies, a public alert notification system, PANS, is being implemented in Trinidad and Tobago. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management, ODPM, aims to reduce the impact of unprecedented public and national disruptions. When you sign up for this public alert notification system, you can receive information anyplace, anytime about potential hazards, crises, emergencies, or disasters. To join the ODPM in helping us to save lives and reduce property damage, go to www.odpm.gov.tt/PANS and sign up. so that you and your loved ones can receive national emergency alerts. Alerting you, alerting TNT. PANS, stay safe, sign up.
Asafa Powell, the Jamaican sprinting icon who shattered the 100-meter world record and redefined the limits of human speed, reveals the relentless drive that fuels his journey.
Omega XL, this good for your giants them.
Try Omega XL, it works.
Have you heard? The hilarious adult comedy Married and Mischievous is coming to an end. No. Where are the last shows? I'll tell you. Port of Spain. Final 2 shows at Queen's Hall on Friday, July 4th and Saturday, July 5th at 8:30 p.m. And our absolutely last show is on Sunday, July 6th in Sapa, San Fernando. Tickets available in all usual outlets in North and South. Don't miss the comedy that everybody is raving about. Check RSRR Productions page on social media. And remember, strictly adults only. It's a bacchanal.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That should big savings with our road hazard warranty on Download 2021 Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Don't forget, we are Food Basket Superstore right here in Arima. Come see for yourself. From stationeries to household items and so much more right here at Food Basket Superstore in Arima.
I really love the variety. There's something for everyone here.
It's time for sport now. Day 1 of the 2025 NAAA TT Junior Championships delivered electrifying performances at the Hazley Crawford Stadium yesterday. Rajiv Sratsingh has the details.
Leading the charge, Giovanni Bob Semple of Abilene Wildcats dominated the boys under 20 100-meter final, sprinting to gold in 10.54 seconds. On the girls' side, Janea DeGans of Concord returned from a stellar NCAA season to claim the under-20 women's 100-meter title in 11.59, ahead of Sierra Joseph and Noemi Theodore. In the boys' under-20 400-meter, Deshaun Cole held off a late push from Deshaun Lazama, winning in 46.86 seconds. Kayla Charles of Abilene took the girls' under-20 400 meters in 56.55. Field events saw Tyreek Vincent grab the boys' under-20 long jump gold at 7.37 meters, while his twin sister, Tanique Vincent, soared to 1.60 meters for gold in the girls' under-20 high jump. Thrower Abia Halls led Ascend Athletics with a 29.50 win in the under-20 javelin, and Adriana Quimina crushed the girls' under-20 discus with a 43.06 meter effort. But the standout athlete of the day was Deja Reed of Zenith Athletics, who swept the under-15 long jump, shot put, and 60-meter hurdles, cementing her status as one of the brightest young talents on the circuit. After 40 events, RSS Phoenix leads the team standings with a commanding 244 points as action continued today. Rajiv Suratsingh, CNC3 Sport.
Trinidad and Tobago's women's senior rugby squad pulled off a surprising 18-16 victory over their Mexican counterparts when the action continued in the Rugby America's North Regional Rugby Tournament at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Tries from former captain Nicolette Panter, Zoe McKnight and Katara Monroe, coupled with a penalty by Leah Kintiba, ensured the TT Scarlets their first win in the three-nation tournament. Despite the win, the local women's team finished 3rd out of 3 based on the number of tries scored in all matches. The result means they don't qualify for the next round of the RAN tournament. Jamaica and Mexico moved on because they won their games by larger margins. To football, the quarterfinals of the 2025 Gold Cup continued today as Canada took on Guatemala. Canadian star striker Jonathan David opened the scoring in the 30th minute through a penalty kick. Shortly after, the Canadians were reduced to 10 men after the sending off of Jacob Schaffelberg just before halftime. The Guatemalans made use of their one-man advantage, equalizing in the 69th through a Rubio Robin header, forcing penalty kicks. And we can tell you that Guatemala were victorious in the penalty kickoff and now progress to the next round. Let's take another break. Don't go anywhere.
Presenting the most modern pharmaceutical facility in the country. Food Basket Hyperfarm Pharmacy Food Basket Complex, Arima. We stock the widest range of health and beauty products, baby supplies, stationery, fragrances, and cosmetics. Our organic, sugar, and gluten-free products cater to vegans and the health conscious. A wide assortment of dispensary medication and over-the-counter items at the most affordable prices. Make Hyperfarm Pharmacy your choice. Located on the compound of Food Basket Complex, Arima.
Konnichiwa! Watashi wa the mighty K. So I just want to sing a little example for you. What me and mommy will make up. So start the music, DJ. I did take my supplements, yes I do. Oh my God, I'm really working for you. This help my body feel just right so I can focus and eat. Day and in the night, big dreams need a healthy start. So I take care of my body in every part. Hey.
Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chaguanas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
Energy efficiency and increased use of renewables contribute to climate change mitigation. We can play our part to reduce emissions by carpooling, planting trees, and reducing electricity consumption. The onus is on each one of us to do our part to ensure that we achieve SDG 7, affordable and clean energy. Let us explore solar power as an option as we strive to use cleaner sources of energy in our daily activities so we can create a brighter, sustainable future.
All right, let's look at tomorrow's weather forecast. Tonight, fair and hazy conditions interrupted at times by a few partly cloudy spells with isolated showers. 20% chance of the odd isolated heavy shower or thunderstorm. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, hazy and breezy conditions despite a few isolated showers. The night will be fair. Note gusty winds and street flooding can occur in the event of heavy downpours. A moderate concentration of Saharan dust is expected to be present in our atmosphere, so sensitive persons should take the necessary precautions. That's it. That brings us to the end of the 7 p.m. news here on CNC3. I'm Doris Polo. As always, have a great night and a wonderful week ahead.
You're watching CNC3.
The United Nations General Assembly President visited Trinidad and Tobago. A few hours after landing, I had the chance to sit down with him one-on-one for an interview where we discussed many global conflicts facing the world right now. None more so than this region's biggest topic, the crisis engulfing Venezuela at the moment. We also spoke about the effects of climate change on small island states here in the Caribbean, as well as underrepresentation at the United Nations level. But first, he speaks to us about a life in diplomacy that culminated with his historic election as United Nations General Assembly President. Ambassador Dennis Francis, welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago and welcome back to the program.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
How does it feel to be back in Trinidad and Tobago?
It always feels great to be in Trinidad and Tobago. This time is particularly unique because I'm here in my official capacity as President of the General Assembly. So I'm excited. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back among my country folk.
You spent the last year, just under a year, as President of the General Assembly. What has that experience been like for you?
Extremely long days and weekends.
Has it been the longest year of your career?
No, I think it has been the shortest, actually, because the speed and intensity with which things happen It's an extremely demanding job. Behind all of the prestige and the awe, it's a responsibility. There's no doubt that it's an honor and a privilege to occupy the role of President of the General Assembly. But it must not be overlooked that it is a responsibility, and a very onerous one. And that responsibility is to the member states of the UN, who comprise the General Assembly, of which there are 193, in all of their diversity, but also to the people of the world.
How much success do you think you've had, Mr. Ambassador, in navigating the geopolitical issues of the world? And there are so many right now under the UNGA ambit.
Well, I find it difficult. Well, let me put it this way. I prefer not to measure my own success. I leave that for others to do. But to the extent that the General Assembly has been able, in large measure, to complete its work program for the year, this indicates that we have not allowed the geopolitical tensions that exist and that are rising to so dominate our consciousness that we were not able to get the work done. It's very true that we are in a unique period of time, that geopolitics has now crept into virtually everything, every discussion at the UN, but not altogether. We are still creating good outcomes at the UN. We are still able to find consensus on some issues. Last year, we had consensus on something called the BBNJ, which relates to the law of the sea. It's a difficult negotiation, but we were able to come to consensus. So all is not lost. The geopolitics is the geopolitics. They are the reality. We did not create it. The geopolitics would be the handmaiden of those countries, global players, who perhaps see things differently. They have a different concept of reality and of their relationships. But that apart, the work of the United Nations has to continue.
What would you say was your toughest assignment over the last year to deal with? There are so many on your desk today. Which one kept you up at night?
Oh, that's easy. That's very easy. Two of them in particular: Ukraine and Gaza. Now, there are other conflicts, several other conflicts taking place in the world that are equally worthy of attention and focus. But Ukraine and Gaza were different